So, you want to become a police officer one day. Where do you start? What do you take in high school? What courses do you take in college, university? Do you even have to go to college or university? I'm going to get to some of these answers. Stick around. What courses should you take to become a police officer? Is there one course or program in particular that if you take, it'll put you ahead of the other applicants? For over 20 years, I've worked with the largest municipal police service in the country, and I still work with police services not just right around the country or North America, but right around the world. I have a lot of information to share with you. Police services everywhere are hiring now, in large numbers too, right across the entire country. There's never been a better time to become a police officer when you look at the averages of hiring. Having said that, police recruiters have told me numerous times that they're having a harder time than ever finding suitable applicants, or even just finding people that want to be police officers. Consider policing a career option in general. And it's never been like that before. For those who do want to become a police officer one day, one of the most common questions asked is, what should they take in college or university? And to be very specific, should they enroll in police foundations? Contrary to popular belief, you absolutely do not need to take police foundations to become a police officer in the province of Ontario at least. Okay, but that shouldn't actually be any surprise because you don't even need to attend post-secondary education to become a police officer. I didn't take police foundations. Most of the people that I got hired with back in the year 2000 also didn't take police foundations. I was a carpenter, a licensed carpenter. After high school, I had no clue what I wanted to do, like most people. So I did some odd jobs and eventually landed myself an apprenticeship and became a licensed carpenter, something I'm very proud of. I'm going to give you some advice that was given to me and that recruiters have given to future police hopefuls for many, many years now. And it's very, very important. If you were not going to become a police officer, what else would you want to do? Your second career option. If you couldn't be a cop, what would you want to do? And that is what you should be taking in college or university. That is what you should be planning for. And I'm going to explain that further. You could prepare to be a police officer for years. You could take police foundations, law and security, criminal justice, whatever you can, just trying to fill your head with knowledge that a police officer should have. And you still might not get hired. You could apply and be removed from the process at any time, and often you don't even know why. Maybe it was the psychological assessment that had nothing to do with all your training. You didn't get past that. Maybe the dynamic simulation scenarios that you're going through in order to be hired, maybe you actually just froze and you couldn't handle them. It wasn't for you, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you didn't make it past that process. Maybe you didn't pass some part of the physical. It could be anything. All that training you've done, years and years to prepare, your life dreams, your goals, your aspirations, gone, shattered. You can apply again, but you still don't make it. And it's quite often by something that's completely beyond your control. You could learn the entire criminal code off by heart, the Highway Traffic Act, rules and regulations. You can go through them, flip the pages, you know it, but that's not going to help you at all. So, back to what I said before. If you weren't going to become a police officer, your second passion, if you will, train for that. That's what you need to take. Maybe it's teacher's college to be a teacher. Maybe it's nursing. Maybe it's in the trades. A mechanic. I'm a licensed carpenter, I mentioned. On a side note, from what I understand, there's a shortage of tradespeople, not just in the country, but right across North America. There's a shortage of young people who want to get into the trades and consider the trades an option as a career choice. Let's say after high school, you want to land something secure, you take a trade. You want to become an electrician or a plumber. And you go through the apprenticeship. And you're working, as you're going through the apprenticeship, you're working with other trades on these large job sites. And you're dealing with deadlines, you're dealing with working with the other trades, which can actually be quite stressful at times. Maybe it's a smaller company and you're working with customers with payment issues. You're learning to navigate all kinds of stressful situations on the job. These experiences, dealing with the deadlines, dealing with customers who may never be happy no matter what you do, this is experience, this is fantastic experience that will assist you in a career in policing if you chose to switch to policing down the road. One of the last job sites where I worked, I was dealing with an HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning supervisor who also wanted to become a police officer. He didn't make it his first time. He reapplied. He went through the interview, and to this day, he's still a police officer. But that experience, just by him being a supervisor, dealing with the other trades, the deadlines, stressful situations all the time, it assisted him with the process to become a police officer. And the best part is if he didn't get hired to be a police officer, he's still in a stable job doing something that he likes. And to be honest, he might be making more money. I know lots of people, I made more money before in the trades. When my dad got hired by Toronto Police in 1969, they were basically taking young men right out of high school. Nowadays, they're taking people in their 50s. People that have had entire careers before them. They've lived entire lives, it seems, before even becoming a police officer. And they have so much to offer, that life experience. They understand family dynamics. They've perhaps experienced loss. They are a wealth of information. So back to Police Foundations. I have to go back to Police Foundations because a lot of the people I'm connected to and highly respect teach Police Foundations. So I just want to kind of go over a couple things before they get too mad at me. Now, if you're able to take Police Foundations, you have the time or your lifestyle allows it, then I strongly suggest you actually do take Police Foundations. And Police Foundations is not just for people who want to become police officers. There's many reasons why people would take Police Foundations and similar courses, including some folks who actually applied to law school later on down the road. Now, I mentioned before that I didn't take Police Foundations, but when I was in police college, after I got hired and I went to police college, the people who took Police Foundations and similar courses, they had a much easier time at police college. They could navigate through the Highway Traffic Act, the HCA, the Criminal Code, you name it, go right to the regulations. The first time I opened up the Highway Traffic Act is when I was applying to become a police officer. And that's a God honest truth. I'm also going to add that you can continue with your school and continue with your education long after you become a police officer, after you're hired. And I would strongly suggest that you do that as well in any profession. And listen, this is just my opinion, okay? I do work with police services everywhere, and we've had these discussions. Recruiters are having these discussions, and somebody suggested that I actually make a video on it, and I thought it would be a fantastic idea. Now, personally, I always struggled in school with academics my entire life, and that's probably why I got into the trades. I did a lot of shop classes in high school and stuff because I could work with my hands, which I was good at, but when it came to the academics, I had a terrible, terrible time. And that continued into police college. However, when it came to the practical applications, so tactical communications, my marks for that were kind of at the top of the class. For my academics, studying criminal code, all kinds of other things, it was lower, but the practical applications, tactical communications, the scenarios, I was always ready to go. That was my strength. And you'll learn what your strengths are fairly quickly, especially if you make it on the job. Now, in the past, I made a video, and I mentioned in that video that I'm going to be doing an interview with somebody who's worked with thousands of police applicants from right across the country, and she has a lot of information to share as well. We'll be doing kind of a question and answer period, so I'm not sure when it's going to come out, hopefully soon, so stay tuned for that. So, like I said, police services everywhere are hiring. There's never been a better time to join. Stay sharp, keep out of trouble. Be careful of your outside influences. Watch who your friends are. They could ultimately bring you down and ruin your chances of becoming a police officer. If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you for paying attention. If there's something you would like me to cover, please let me know in the comments. I do my best. Actually, I read every comment and I reply to the comments when it's appropriate to do so. If you find my videos helpful, please consider liking, subscribing, and I really appreciate the support. So take care, stay warm, it's cold out there, be safe, look after one another, and perhaps we will see you again.